Well, I think what I wanted to say about the rational thing, and that's a really important piece, and it took me a while for this to drop in, but when they're in it, and I'm like this, if I'm having an emotional breakdown and someone tries to tell me, honey, like, it's okay, everything's fine, I'm just gonna be like, fuck off, I'm not okay.
That point in that book when she was like, imagine you're having like a
so the
breakdown.
book we're talking about, which I think I listened to a lot after, but that book for me, I listened to it on Audible, which I'd recommend because she does like the voices and the communication, which I think is really helpful.
Yeah, the tone's really good in the audio.
Yeah, I can't imagine reading it would work quite as well. But maybe that's just me. But she has an example of like, you're talking to your friend and you're like, oh, I really don't feel like going to work today. And they're like, oh, but you love going to work. Work is the best. Like, pack your lunchbox and go to work. And she was like, it's like so demeaning to speak to someone that way.
It was the condescending, and I was in the gym. I was on a bike or something like that. I was just like, because I really wanted to consume it, and I didn't really want to work out that hard, so I just sat on a bike or something like that. But I remember when she was saying that, she'd be like, do you know how condescending it is when like they don't want to go to school or they don't want to go to preschool or whatever it is, and then you're like, oh darling, you do, you love it. It's like, shh the fuck
it's gaslighting,
man. Like, you're gaslighting your children. I remember I was just like, oh, I've never been like more, not that I'm like, I think it did like that much damage or anything like that, but I'd never felt more icky in terms of, especially when you think about, like, I'm not here to bash like a Western or Australian parenting culture, but in terms of modeling, it's just like, I get, this is where I get annoyed and get into victim mode sometimes. And I'm like, is there anything automated that isn't like condescending that we do, that we're modeling from our parents?
Yeah. And I think that's like, I want to go back to the rational thing. And then I think that's a really important thing to talk about. But yeah, for me, it's like, if there's like, and I use this all the time with Aya, like most days, we usually have our, like, whatever's going on, I'm just like, all right, you're in it. Like, we're going to work through it in the moment, like meet the need, whatever it is, if it's connection, if it's food, if it's like quiet time, if it's like just get the hell out of there because she's losing it. Like, and again, it doesn't happen as much now, but around 3 for us was that big time with Aya where it was really hard. And I just, it was like, do whatever you need to do in the moment to like keep her physically safe and like support her energetically and emotionally, which might be like letting her rage in her bedroom. Like there was a few of those, like, but then, and this is what I do now, especially, like I'll lie in bed with her and we'll kind of process the day and I'll be like, what did you like about today? What didn't go so well? And I'm just always amazed by her self-reflection, her capacity to understand, like, I didn't enjoy that either. Like, I didn't enjoy having a tantrum in the car after school and you said you'd bring me a snack and you didn't. Could you please make sure that I have a snack in the car? Like, that's a conversation we've had. So I always have a snack in the car when I pick her up. It's just stuff like that. And I remember being so hungry as a kid and being, told wait for dinner. And, I'm like, I actually don't know if that's fair. Like, if I'm hungry as an adult, I just eat some food. Like, and I get all of this, like, 1950s 3 meals a day stuff.